Fired up, footballers. How's it going, everybody? Three streaming days in a row. What's going on with this madman? Not sure, just having a blast. How are you guys doing? Let me know in the chat or in the comments below after the fact. It's fun doing this. Oh, the light kind of makes me look weird with the current filter. Let's see what that does. Alright, I like that. Well, fired up, footballers. Let's get the energy going. I know it's only, 8 p.m., 8:15, 8:20. What time is it here? 8:45. Perfect time to crank up the energy and wake up! Let's get this thing going. How's your day, guys? Good one? Not too shabby. Let's sit down and let's touch base with the Fire for Food campaign. The 5th annual Fire for Food drive has been kicking ass. 5,469 smackaroons in the bank. 16,407 meals provided for by the Chicago community to the Chicago community. Helps a long way. Greatly appreciate everybody who can contribute or at least put a like or a retweet to any one of those tweets that go out about it, whether it's from Marty or Section 8 tweeting about the Fire for Food drive. It always helps to spread the word if you could even just give it a like or a retweet. As always, link is in the description. Awesome commenter pointed it out that I missed it in some of my last videos, or in some of my upcoming videos, I should say. But I made amends, fixed that up. Should be all taken care of. So, past that, let's see what's going on in Chicago Fireland. Here's why the Fire and Austin FC swapped picks in the Super Draft. Former Fire Academy Damian Loss is moving from Fulham to Austin. The Fire had the option to sign Loss, but declined because they're focused on Chris Beatty's development as the reserve. I mean, what are you going to do? Add another good quality keeper? And Damian Loss had already flown the coop. He was trying to make it in Fulham, and now he's back here. So good that an MLS team is taking a chance on him, of course. Sucks that it wasn't able to be the Fire, but great on them that they're able to work out a deal. And who knows what the future holds. These guys are kids. They're like 16, 17, 18, 19 years old. 19 years old for, of course, Damian Loss. How old is Gaga? I can't even remember his last name right now. I'm having a brain fart. Chicago Fire keeper. Slonina. I didn't say Gaga. Gaga, Slonina. Kid's 17. Tom Brady's still playing and he's like 43. So, something to keep in mind. I know, of course, it's two different sports. He's 44. Wow. When do you guys think Tom Brady's going to hang it up? And furthermore, when do you think Aaron Rodgers is going to hang it up? Sounds like this is his last year with the Packers. Sounds like it's going to be the Bears' time. And speaking of the Bears, big news, the Bears signed a GM. This guy sounds like he's pretty good. From the one blurb I heard on Waddle and Sylvie was him talking about the way he sees football and how he sees team building and making the right moves at the right time. I mean, of course, it's all hearsay, but it in a time where Ryan Pace was just continually adding and sunk contracts onto this roster. I mean, they have some sunk costs as far as salary cap goes, dead cap for this year and next. They're gonna have some issues to overcome, but there's teams out there that are able to do it. So hopefully the Chicago Bears have found their guy. Now, this guy also was in control of the draft room with Kansas City. Apparently, how Kansas City works was the GM, the overall GM, wasn't so much involved with the scouting so much as, maybe being reported to. And so this guy sounded like he was the nitty-gritty, as far as scouting and evaluating talent. Comes highly recommended by Field Yates. I don't know if you guys follow him on fantasy, but apparently he was an up-and-coming person in the NFL world until he got snatched up by ESPN. Remember Damian Loss? Well, here you go. Apparently the Fire could have signed him a couple years ago, but I gotta turn this down. Sorry. Apparently the Fire could have signed him a couple years ago, but they decided to focus on Chris Brady's development instead. Not the worst choice. So, we'll see how it's going. Ooh, Chicago Fire content. I can't exactly view a couple seconds of it, but then they will get angry at us. So take a look at that. Apparently, oh yeah, let's pull that up. That was good. Oh, that's cool. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Where is it? Yes, this one.
Kacper przybyłko. Kacper przybyłko.
Kacper przybyłko? Well, like Przemyk. Kind of like Przemyk Frankowski. Let's hear that again.
Kacper przybyłko.
Przybyłko.
Kacper przybyłko.
That Polish piąć is so hard sometimes to conjugate. Przybyłko helps to even actually look at it.
Kacper przybyłko.
Kacper przybyłko. I'm stumbling here, everybody. Oh man. By the way, smash that like button and subscribe for more Spitting Fire YT. And as always, hit that bell icon to get notified about when we go live. Kacper przybyłko.
Kacper przybyłko.
Przybyłko. And so, Bilko. But
Kacper przybyłko.
I I'm having such trouble pronouncing this Polish. Jak tam? Co się stało? Mówi po polsku? Tak, mi mówi po polsku troszeczkę. But not to this extent where I'm having trouble here with Kacper
Kacper przybyłko.
Kacper przybyłko.
Kacper przybyłko.
Alright, I'll move on. I'm having trouble there. Was that what I wanted to show you guys? Yes, it was. Unless there was something funny. Oh, that's sick. Yeah. Where? Oh, the Nagano fight. He pulled it off. He pulled it off. That was awesome. Boom. All right. Let's go back to the CF97 tweets. LA Galaxy has appointed Yoann Demet as head of Los Dos. Sources tell The Athletic. A former Cincy assistant and two-time interim head coach from 2017 to 2021, Demet takes over the USL side from Junior Gonzalez as he accepted an assistant role with the Chicago Fire. Casper has shared that he's already scored for the Chicago Fire in a friendly match this morning. Awesome, as Marty reports. And as always, happy Tuesday, Familia. A few updates as the guys continue working hard in the preseason camp. The Fire for Food drive crossed 55% mark today. Absolutely incredible work, Chicago Fire. You guys are smashing it. You are taking the ball and punting it out of the park. Let's try and punt it out of the park before the season even begins. Season begins September, February 26th against Inter Miami. Let's beat this goal. We're already 55% of the way there. Let's smash this goal out of the park and donate. I'll be doing my part. Don't you worry. I don't want to do it. Okay. Why can't I? What's keeping me? Okay. You guys can't see what I see. Fire for Food. I could throw. I already had made a donation, but I can make more. Let's get going. No, we're not. There. Let's make sure you guys can't see what I see. Yes. All right. Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. Awesome. Shit. Yes. Let's pull that off. That's good to go. Boom, bada, boom, 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 boom. Let's do our part, help out the city of Chicago. Help some families that really need it. I mean, that's what it's really all about. I mean, that's what I'm thinking about. I can't even imagine. Guys. I mean, the implications within the food drive, it's just, there's people out there that need this food. I don't want to dig into it. We don't need to get too much into a downward spiral, but I definitely gotta reckon with it. And I'm happy to help those people as much as I can. I know we all feel like, damn, if we're Elon Musk. What's going on here? Okay. I thought I just did that. Let's double check. Cool. Boom. Oh. Alright, get it off there. Get it out. Get it out there as quickly as you can to help. Thank you very much. I'm glad to give you guys a little bit of a boost as much as I can. Let's go. Oh, that's cool. Now, let's do this. And let's just mock that up and make sure I do. Give me one of those. No, come on, what's that? Give me one of those. What? Yeah, that's not what I need. Oh, you know what I do need? This. That'll do it. Boom, 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 boom. I'm not nearly as adept at this as I am at other things. Using this, whatever tool I'm using at the moment. Yes, I'll fill that. Bam. Any information that I need to worry about? No. Alright, good. Let's show this. Pull this up. Thanks for bearing with me, guys, as we donate to the Greater Chicago Fire Food Depository. Let's pull up the webpage. Of course, link in the description. If you're watching this live, just speed past this. But otherwise, I'm hanging out. And boom. All right. We are set to go. All right, Fire Nation. Let's get it going. Let's smash that challenge. We got a month to do it. We can do it. Today's January 25th. 1 month from now, February 26th. We're 55% of the way there. We have 45% more to go. We can see the tippy top of the mountain, but we're only halfway up. Let's get there. Let's get there, guys. That's awesome. All right. Back to business at hand. Oh, we were hanging out, checking out what's going on in Chicago Fireland. Pizza and beer with the crew, La Resistencia 71. We got off to a good start here. This is Taylor Twellman's TTs. How can you use Taylor Twellman's Tyler Terrans? How can you use it? Follow along as CFC play-by-play announcer Tyler Terrans provides updates and observations from his time embedded with the team at their pre-season camps in Orlando and Austin. January 24th, week 2 starts with finishing. Day 1 of week 2 was very strong. I'm not kidding. The guys were, I don't know how we, no, you know what, Day 1 of week 2 was very strong. The guys were eager to be back on the field after a much-needed day off on Sunday. The group at this point is a bit thinner than we expected, but a very good reason. In the past few days, Gaga Slonina, Miguel Navarro, and Javier Casas Jr., as well as Brian Gutierrez, were all called into national team camps. Slonina and Navarro were called into their respective senior teams, while Gutierrez and Casas Jr. and the U.S. 220 squad ahead of their preparation for the CONCACAF U20 championships. This summer, that will serve as qualifiers for the 2023 U20 World Cup and 2024 Olympics. With that said, there was only one session today, but then, again, it was a strong one. The team started off with some 5v2s and then worked into a small-sided game on a shortened field using players as bumpers on the sidelines and bylines. Pretty fun game. The bumper players had only one touch and added a whole nother dimension to the game. That's a fun game to play. It's like the game's going on in the center, but you have players as well, so if the ball comes at them, they could kind of kick it and redirect it to change the way the game is played or the way the play is going. The bumper players only had one touch. We really saw some tidy finishes from homegrown product Misael Rodriguez. And when you hear people talk about having a nose for goal, that's exactly what Misa has. It seems effortless for him. He has a plethora of finishes at his disposal. For someone who's turning 19 on February 9th, his composure is well beyond his years. He's also a great kid and carries himself with the type of confidence that toes the line of arrogance. That's needed for a glory-snatching number 9, in my opinion. Mauricio Pineda was another Chicagoland product that just happened to stand out in the drill. His technical ability in tight spaces proved to be very valuable for his team, and he also got into it with the goal-scoring act on a number of occasions. Kacper Przyszbilko participated in this exercise as well, and the first thing that stood out in watching him up close is how graceful he is for being 6'4". It might look like he's in slow motion for someone his size, but there's a swiftness about his game that induces a bit of cognitive dissonance given how large he is. I can't wait to see him at full speed once he gets up to match fitness. Sounds exciting. I'm liking that assessment of Kacper. Thank you, Tyler. We finished up the day with a lovely dinner at the hotel restaurant. Options for entrees consisted of chicken, salmon, and steak. Tasty. And I'm sure you can guess what mostly everyone chose, given salmon and chicken are on the menu for every meal. So it's a rare steak night is what you're saying. But if I'm down in Florida, I am eating fish. I don't know about you guys in the chat or you guys in the comments. Phil B, fire it up. I don't know what you guys do when you guys down to Florida, but I am eating fish almost as much as all the time as possible. Burgers, I can get all that in the Midwest. Like good fish, that's a little bit harder to get up here. I mean, you get some lake fish, but it's nothing like some of those ocean fish that you could get down here. Even the bad ocean fish, fresh, caught that day caught, game over. Last time I was in Florida, oh my gosh, I was just tearing it up on fish. Well, I always do. Well, Phil B, what's going on? Just hanging out, reading out some Fire news, written by Fire's own announcer Tyler Terrans. Link will be in the description. And he's excited about Kacper Przyszbilko, which I am as well. We finished the day with that lovely dinner and blah, 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 blah. This week we'll be building towards our first friendly against Minnesota United this Saturday, January 29th, when we get to see the boys in some type of action for the very first time in 2022. Something close to the real thing. Just something to the real thing, baby. Ain't nothing like the real thing. For those within 75 miles of Soldier Field, you can watch the match live, 12 p.m. Central on ChicagoFire.com live or the Chicago Fire FC mobile app. Closer and closer we get to the season opener on February 26th in Fort Lauderdale. You could also hang out with me here, live stream, and we will check it. We will check out the game this Saturday. I will not be able to show the game. I'm not losing. I can't get kicked off YouTube. But what I can do is talk about the game and tell you guys kind of what's going on and inform you at the very least. And I think there's like various live feeds that we could get that can maybe show position of the ball and movement and all that kind of stuff. So we'll figure it out if people are outside of the range of the Chicago Fire game. I'll be live streaming that day, 12 p.m. or whatever the hell it is. I don't know. Let's see. Yep, 12 p.m. Central, Saturday, January 29th. The closer and closer we get to the season opener on February 26th, Challenge Day, guys. We are at 55%. 55. We can't donate just 55. We got to bump it up. From Orlando, with love, Tyler Terrence. Thanks. That was awesome. That was awesome. Oh, we got another little note here from Tyler. Oh, I'm loving these notes from Tyler. All right, a new addition to the squad. This weekend has brought a serious cold front, relative to Florida temperatures anyway, but it also brought in a new face. Kacper Przybyłko, the Polish striker, 6'4", who was acquired from Philadelphia for $1.15 million in GAM, arrived Saturday, and there was a real buzz about the camp in anticipation of his arrival. Rumors have been circulating for the better part of a week, and it finally came to fruition. Hey guys, there's not enough guys here for like an MLS season. Do you think Georg's gonna add somebody? Because seriously, there is not enough guys on this roster for an MLS season. He better be bringing somebody in because we aren't gonna survive. That's I'm sure was some of the conversation that was going on. Smash that like button. I don't know if you smash that like button, but I was gonna say all you Fire players that watch on your sleeper accounts, let us know how it was. Back to the story. Rumors have been circulating for the better part of a week, and it finally came into fruition like a beautiful tree planted many years ago, although it was only just made days ago. Przybyłko is an out-and-out number 9, so it's more like a bet. Yeah, you had something, you turned it into something else. An out-and-out number 9 who loves to score goals, gets involved in the build-up, and is very intelligent when it comes to his movement inside the penalty area. You guys seen this guy play in MLS. We've seen him play against the Fire. This is a massive pickup for the Fire, who are in the market for a striker and now have a proven goal scorer in the league. You know, you really got to say, this season, it was one thing going in with Gaga Slonina as maybe your main backup, and that's why you can get away with signing Spencer Ritchie. You really want to see Slonina step up and take the reins here, especially after giving him all that time at the end of last season. He was doing well. We want to see more of that development, really. But when it comes to the striker position, after losing Beric and what little goals he provided, the Fire, you can't just sandbag Ezra Hendrickson. Ezra needs somebody up top that he knows is at least can pot the ball. And they got that in Przybyłko, which is freaking awesome. And it looks like it only cost him a Georgi Mihailovic. Let us know in the chat what you guys would rather have, Przybyłko or Georgi Mihailovic. That's a bad one to have because I'd rather have both. Przybyłko is an out-and-out number 9, so that's a loaded question. Cancel it. Gets involved in the build-up and is very intelligent. This is a massive pickup for the Fire. Kacper immediately fit in with his infectious smile and towering presence. He is 6'4" after all. The 2 training sessions on Saturday were relatively short but intense, given that the boys would have all of Sunday off. The second session in particular was a lot of fun. Kacper trained off to the side as he had just landed a few hours ago, while the rest of the team endured some fitness to start and played 8v8 on a shortened field for the remainder of the session. We are starting to see the staff implement more and more game-like situations as the guys' fitness continues to progress. Overall, it was a great Saturday, despite the crappy weather. And the level continues to increase with each passing session. Hope you're all staying safe and warm back in Chicago. It's snowing over here, Tyler. From Orlando with love, from sunny Orlando with love, Tyler Terrence. Thank you, Tyler, for the update. Greatly appreciate it. Link in the description. Great little update there from Tyler Terrence. It's getting me excited, but still, just in playing FIFA with the Fire the other day, you could really see how understaffed they were. Phil B chiming in. What do you got here, Phil? Phil B with the Fire, tossing a log on the Fire. Massive get for our squad. Other signings would be coming in for weeks. Other signings could be coming in the weeks. Other signings could be coming in the coming weeks. Georgie would be nice, but the man is determined to go to Europe, and he's got a spot and a chance. Thierry Henry's gone. I don't know if he landed there with Thierry Henry, but either way, he's impressing the new coach. Georgie's doing real well out in CF Montreal, Club de Foot. Kind of wish he was here, but you know we'll get over that. Przybyłko is, and I think that is massive. This guy is better than Beric. Let's go ahead and take a look and compare Beric Dondarian to Robert Beric to Kacper Przybyłko. There we go. Let's compare them right there. Let's just go to the MLS stats, please. That's all I want to see. Robert Beric in 2 seasons had 20 goals and 4 assists. Casper had over 3 seasons, not counting the 1 season he did not really play, 2018. He has 35 goals, so he has 35 goals. These guys have literally the same output in goals the last 2 years. Guys. These guys have both put up 20 goals in the last 2 years. So that's about 10 and 10 each season from your striker. I don't know. It seems like Kacper really produced in his first season. Second season took a little bit of a step back in the goal scoring department, but as far as the other thing is game playing went or his game altering ability went up as he got 2 more assists. But little regression in the assists last year, but a little uptick in goals. What do you guys think? What do you guys think in the comments in the chat about that? This guy's scored the same amount as Beric. He's about as reliable as Beric. He's much younger than Beric. I think that's the promising thing about him. Yeah, he's entering his prime. This guy is entering his prime, and he can score goals. Whereas Beric is exiting his prime. Maybe he has exited. Let's see. Beric is 30. Yeah, he's still in his prime. He's maybe got another year left, year or two. You gotta say, maybe prime soccer age 27 to 31, 32, around there. Not counting 26, 22, 23, 24, because you got your young legs. Smash that like button, subscribe for more Spitting Fire, and as always, hit that bell icon. Get notified when we go live. Interesting. So Georg Heitz adds pretty much a very similar, not a similar striker to Beric, but they've put together roughly very similar seasons. Let's see about assists. Let's compare assists for Beric. Much less. So Casper has a little bit more assist making in him, a little bit more passing ability, maybe a little bit more game altering ability. So maybe a little bit better, maybe a little bit more out of Kacper Przybylko. Maybe we'll get a little bit more out of him than we got out of Robert Beric, Don Darien. Let us know what you guys think in the chat. ISC Supporters Conference? Interesting. Oh, it's Hack Nicole. That's awesome. Gomez? What's this all about? Oh, Baftemi.
Because
Baftemi, that'd be so fun. The guy who crawls like a lion when he scores. So Kacper is now number 11. Yes, I pointed that out on the podcast yesterday. He wore 23 in Philly, but Taryn wears 23 with a fire. So Kacper Przybylko will wear number 11. I wonder what Xherdan Shaqiri will wear. The number 7 jersey, the number 10 jersey. What does Xherdan Shaqiri wear right now? He's number 29. Oh yeah, he'll number 23 for Swiss. We'll see. Where's the Brimstone Cup? Don't know, RJ. Not sure. Lyon is selling off players, hoping that the rumors and rumblings are true, and Shaqiri could be next. $40 million quid for Bruno Guimaraes. I just can't see the Fire getting Shaqiri. Shaqiri is, well, maybe was he the thing that failed at Lyon, or did Lyon fail Shaqiri? And maybe he's just going to stick around Europe for some Champions League football. Right? Gotta wonder. In accordance with this, I'll be starting a Przybylko sausage party where we'll throw kielbasa on the field after every goal. They did this with somebody else. That's good. Our adjacent mutual aid drive is also full swing. We were able to donate 50 care packages of KN95 CTA passes COVID tests. I don't know if I can say that word. No, Marty, no! I don't know if I can say that word. On the YouTubes. And Target gift cards to the Chicago Mutual Aid Society to be distributed to affiliates. For reference. I saw someone say it would be interesting to see all monochrome uniforms, but I thought about that parlay unis from 2016, says Playing with Fire Pod at PWF Soccer Pod. I love this idea and ran with it. This is from Playing with Fire Pod. It's okay. I like how you did these crests. I do like how they, instead of maybe how you colorize them, but the texture is actually cool. Okay, so the textures are cool. I do like the textures. I like this. I like aspects of it, but I don't know. It's just something that's so boring. But there's a lot. What it would be an exciting jersey? What is a good soccer kit right now? Who even has a good soccer jersey? Best soccer jerseys 2021. Who? I mean, are those cool because they're slick? They're slick. It's the black and steel. It's pretty cool. Black on steel. I like that. This is got a Pirates thing in it. That Ergo. It's got Pirates all over it. It's pretty awesome. Orlando Pirates. What? That's awesome. Let's see, Bayern Munich. Oh, that I like. It's like weird mountains. I do like that one. But some of these you can't play all the time, and it's like you need a rate. Here's the Ajax kit. Ajax away. That is a tidy kit. I do like that. I do not like this Venezia kit. I'm not the biggest fan of it. It's very designer. Yeah, I'm getting like Versace, like wannabe Versace vibes with these diamonds, like. But I don't. Maybe it has some sort of history that I don't fully appreciate or know about. But I'm not digging it. That's all I can say. The classic West Ham's. Maybe Marky Noble. Bring Marky Noble over to help coach, but I don't know about the kits. There's nothing special about it for me. And it's old. It looks like an old polo shirt, pug shirt, right? Yeah, polo. It is, yeah. It's, okay, it's supposed to be retro. It is. It's cool for the retro. I do kind of like it. I like it. Okay, I've come around to it. And sometimes there's jerseys you like immediately and then you start hating. I don't know if this is one of those. I like this. It seems like a goalkeeper shirt though, doesn't it? This is interesting. I feel like it's a shirt. Like, it as a shirt is sick. That might be just a cool shirt. Like, without the but all the other stuff on it. I kind of like that. Lightning squizzles. It's interesting. It's cool. It's got blue ice. Colors I like. It's cool. It's okay. I like it. No. Not a fan of that one. This is interesting. The weird purple ooze effect I'm kind of liking. I love this. Okay, I do. This Man United shirt I actually fucking love. I do love this kit. And this, what it looks like every Roma kit I've ever seen. What is special? It's a new brand, and it looks okay. Oh, so it's got like fabric stripes. No, I do not like it. What's not to like about this one? Definitely was a fan of that last one. This looks like snake skin. This is look at this like snake effect. It's interesting. It's weird. It's like a training kit. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I guess that's what you gotta go for sometimes. Oh, this. I think we should see more of this. This is sweet. I love this kit. Atletico Mineiro Abue. So this is a fan created design with the maps. The Manta Damasa 11 shirt, 13 shirt was designed to celebrate 113. Design created by Lucas Adriano and produced by Lecoq. Sees a beige base with a detailed map of the Minas Gerais state, of which Belo Horizonte, Atletico Mineiro's home city, is capital on the front. Finished with gray, white. Oh man, this is chat. Let me know what you guys think about this, but this to me is so sharp. That is so freaking sick. I am loving that one. Like, just like that is so cool. The map, so and the detail. Oh, I think that's like my number one right now. The Corinthians home. It's like a shattered effect. It's like a shattered effect crossed with that Spider-Man character Venom. This I love. Oh man, I'm getting like that. Oh, I love this. I love this. I love this. This Arsenal third kit is. Oh man, do I like this a lot. It's like fruit by the foot for your eyes. That's what it is. It's fruit by the foot for your eyes, and I just, oh my god, I just love that kit. It's like Gushers and fruit by the foot and every fruit snack you always wanted to have all the time for your eyes. This is classic. This looks sick. Oh, it's the color. It's the color tone. It's the clean. Oh, it's gorgeous. I do like that a lot. This Venezia. It just doesn't. Once again, I'm not so sure this does it for me. Nope. That's the number one. This is up there. That's great. This is up there. Number one for me. Pretty up there. Pretty awesome. Let's know in the chat which one is your favorite. What was your number one? It's 9:30. Just hanging out. Ooh. Be interesting. Nah. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out. Big Phil Steve, are you really Tyrus? Wasn't it Big Phil that came out as Tyrus? Was it you, Phil? Was it your joke? What up, Slow Days? We're just been talking soccer, football, jerseys, fire. Been hanging out, been streaming. Nothing, just getting streaming a little bit more regular, and then you can get to chopping it up and putting out videos. Let's see how it goes. Play some games. I got this, just new abilities now. It's freaking awesome. Well, but we were talking about the Chicago Fire just earlier, just talking about how they did not have enough. The Chicago Fire do not have enough on the team right now. Like in the article we were reading earlier by Tyler Taryn, it's pretty good. Link in the description. Maybe not right now, but I'll get in there. But yes, Big Phil as Tyrant. I don't know if that was a joke or if that's the real thing. Because then that means Phil's been on the show if he's Tyrus. That'd be a mind blow. Because we couldn't because we've communicated and talked and had a whole show with them via chat. Me and Men in Red. The whole time, chat's asking us questions and we type them out to Tyrus. I always had my my suspects. Or is this launching cover? Because someone got a little too close. I don't know. But we were talking about the Fire earlier, talking about how they are understaffed in the roster department. They do not have enough. In fact, right now they're going in with a backup goalkeeper and a 17-year-old who's determined to be their starter. Yes, Big Fellas Tyrus, the plot twist. I don't know. I'm not buying it yet. I got to see proof. I know, right? I still don't know if I buy that Big Phil is Tyrus yet. Is Tyrus over? And now he's just coming out as Big Phil. He's just only going to tweet as. Let's see. No, come on. He hasn't. So it's only been 2 days. I think Tyrus might be just taking a break. No way. That'd be so funny. But yes, the team doesn't have enough players for one team. But they have to staff 2 teams, especially if they're going to try to get into the MLS Next Pro League. So they need quite a bit more players. Maybe that means Drew Connor gets a call up. I know he got called up to go and help play El Salvador the other day. He tweeted out, apparently, like, out of the blue. They're woefully understaffed in the midfield is what I figured out, though. In playing FIFA, you could just see goalkeeper, little understaffed, but that seems like to be the plan. That's the intended plan because Slonina is the plan there. But as far as defense goes, with the addition of Chicos, it's actually going to be. I think it seems like they'll be okay there between Chicos, Taryn, Pineda, and even Ohmsberg. Like they might have just enough. Be really cool if they could get that England kid, but it doesn't sound like he's coming back. The one they drafted with the 11th pick. Meanwhile, in the left back position, they've got 37-year-old Bornstein, who's just not going to be able to play as much. And the other question I'm asking when I'm playing FIFA, What formation are these guys going to play under Hendrickson? Are they going to play a 3 in the back? Are they going to play 4 in the back? 3 in the back is in 3 center backs plus 2 wing backs, or 4 in the back with 2 center backs and a left back and a right back. And if that's the case, you got to expect that Navarro probably will be getting more playing time going forward, and Bornstein will be taking a step back. But who's going to be the captain? Does Chico's walk into this team and take over? But for 2 teams, I have no idea. There's no way. Right now in FIFA, they don't have enough to get through a season in FIFA. I have to like sign some free agents, and you got to imagine that some walk-ons, so to speak, will be coming along. Misael Rodriguez, an 18-year-old, can't be our Cam. Madness. Well, you got some points there. I mean, we got a lot of these young kids that we're kind of afraid to depend on, but I think they did the right thing in going to get Kasper Przybylko, because would you really want to go in this season with both John Durant and 04 as your top strikers, as your top goal getters, not knowing what they're going to provide you? I mean, 04 did not really score too much in what limited service he played for the Fire. Let's double check. Chinonso, 1 goal in his 11 starts. But he did play a whole bunch of games. He got a lot of time, but look at that. 1 goal. I remember him being out there. It seemed like there was some potential, some raw potential, but he needs to shake off more of it and start potting in goals. Misael Rodriguez, dude, his name is getting tweeted out in camp, and also Tyler Terrence was talking about him in his little article. So that is a name, maybe one to watch as a little surprise. And as you're right, maybe there are players that don't need time, as Slow Days is pointing out. Duran needs time. Too much on him on him from the stars, what Slow Days is saying. I totally agree there. It's but some players are ready, so to speak, but how do you know? Especially if they weren't here last year, like Duran was. 04 was here last year. 34 games played, 11 of them started, and he only had 1 goal. That was the only proven striker you had left on this team. So it made sense that they had to go get Kasper Przybylko. Chino has a good work rate and shows up in the right places, but needs to finish. Chinoso was... the video on him was really good, and I didn't see enough of what I saw in the video in the season. But it was tricky to adapt to Rafa Wiki's system, and maybe with this new system under Ezra Hendrickson, who maybe has a better game plan about how to score and what he wants to do in all phases of the game, in all 3 phases of the game, maybe that helps Chinonso. Mike Will saying, I'd rather not 1990s Atlanta Braves these young kids. No doubt these young guys are leagues better than most folks. Oh, yeah. So you don't want to. So you're saying you don't want to heap the praise on them, anoint them as the next big thing before the results even get here. We got a whole season to get through, and this talent aside on the team. They do not have enough players on the roster to make it through the season, even depending on the youth. Even depending on players like Misael Rodriguez, who I'm excited. Now I'm getting more excited to see. It'll be fun. We're going to have a young team mixed with some veterans, like with Kasper Przybylko. I mean, we might even see our old friend Fabian Herbers earn a lot of starting time this season. Right now, in FIFA, and in the camp, I don't know who else is the starting center mid besides him. They don't have Madran anymore. Madran's gone. You got Fed, you got Jimenez, and you got Fabian Herbers. So they're saying Ezra feels like a better motivator of men than either Pano or Rafa Dubs. Rafa Wiki. In a short time here, we haven't seen any game, but and what I've read and what I've heard, it's just, I don't know, there's less of that pretty talk, and there's more of the guts and the bones talk about what's going on and what's wrong, what needs to be fixed and what needs to be repaired. Not saying that those guys are paying lip service. It's just they see the games differently. They play the game differently, and they wanted to coach the games differently. Ezra Hendrickson certainly is going to coach the game differently than both of those guys. I'm more excited for the Fire than I am for the Bears at the moment, which is interesting. Well, the Bears are breaking my heart right now. No, they're not. I mean, yes and no. The GM they signed is exciting, but I'm just not excited about any of the coaches I've heard for the Bears. Back to the Fire. Sode's saying, I'd rather start Gaston as a cam with Fed and Pineda as a pivot than Herbers, but I don't know if he plays that. Here's what I agree with you. In FIFA, I'm playing Gaston as the more of a free floating center mid forward. Him and Herbers are both more of the attacking mids, and I fed Navarro as the Dax Bacardi destroyer role, and the number 6, if you will. But in real life, I really feel like Gaston has just this tendency, the mentality. He wants to drop behind the sticks. He likes to be behind the play, and kind of push it forward and be the distributor from that. He's not the cam. He's not a cam. He can be a cam on days, but I just don't think Gaston, he doesn't want to be in that section of the pitch. He wants to be behind that section, feeding into that, giving the ball into that section of the pitch. He started as a program, but get this. Yeah, he's over time, he's dropped back and back and back to playing more of this weird deep-lying playmaker role. Correct me if I'm wrong. But that is interesting that he started as a cam. So he's got it in him. But like I said, as far as the mentality, it seems like he wants to drift behind and be behind because he wants to stop the outbreak. And he also wants to be the guy who passes it in there. He doesn't want to be the guy who's up there like the Jordan Shaqiri, who's getting the ball at his feet and making the turns. I don't feel like he wants to be that. He wants to be the guy making that pass. At least that's what I see, and perhaps he wants to, maybe he's able to play that way differently, but from what I've seen, he does that. Yeah, it's not a perfect fit. That's the other thing. Well, that's where this Mr. Rodriguez comes in. 18-year-old kid, fast. He's got some nice little dribble skills. It's going to come down to the decision making. You got to wonder what his football manager profile is like as far as his decision making. His creativity is probably up there, but he's got to get good poise. So they're saying, I just feel that if we're starting Herbers, then the season's in trouble. I agree on one sense. If you're starting Herbers, that means that maybe there's not enough because that's where they lack the most. There's nothing. There's almost the cup is bare behind them in center mid. It's Casas Jr. It's Brian Gutierrez. It's these kids. Unless these kids take massive, absolutely massive steps up this season, they're probably going to have to bring in one or two other players in a spot or two. Central mid specifically, I think, because the depth is just simply not there. Even after say one of the kids goes down, two players down in center mid, and it's like their whole thing's blown up. So they'd probably bring in somebody in there. Ooh, we got a mod in the chat. So back to the other point about starting Herbers, where you're saying, Sodes is saying that if we're starting Herbers, I feel like we're in trouble. I agree on the one sense of the sentiment that if we're relying on Herbers in that capacity, maybe for the whole season, maybe we're in trouble. But I also feel like Herbers is MLS capable, MLS worthy. Do you feel I'm an MLS starter? Is Fabian Herbers an MLS starter on other teams? Or is he more of a role player? I mean, think about what that man did for us last year, guys. You cannot forget the heroic of Fabian Herbers. This guy played wing, he played right back, he played striker, he played center mid, he played all over the freaking pitch. This guy is a baller. He is a baller. I like Fabian. Let's see what he did last year. So he scored less than Chinonso with 0. Chinonso has 1. But he assisted 4 in 22 games. He didn't score a goal last year? That doesn't seem right. I thought he was a hero. Yeah, so Jiggly saying, all right, we got some people chiming in on Herbers. So he's also saying that also gets you Turan and Pineda game time. Yeah, we need to get them game time. But Jiggly saying, I just got here. I swear you're apologizing for Gaston right now. No, I was saying that we don't want him to be Cam. And that's the problem. You got Fed Navarro, who's more of a 6 destroyer Dax-like, I think. And you also have kind of the same problem that you had when you had Bastian Schweinsteiger, Jorginho, and Dax McCarty all in the same midfield, where they all want to be the deep line guy and just play a different role in that place. Bastian Schweinsteiger, of course, want to be like kind of that deep line playmaker, and then Dax wants to be the destroyer, and it's just like you keep getting in each other's way. And I just don't see that with Gaston and Fed working out. So they're saying that no, he's Fabian Herbers is not a starter, but an excellent option off the bench. He is truly an excellent option off the bench and the occasional game started. Like the perfect top 18 guy. Absolutely, because like literally, if you could see this guy with the roles he could play on a Football Manager profile, he could play the left field, right field, striker, cam, center mid, right back. There's almost no position he can't play. Do he play goalie? It's just like Fabian Herbers can do it all, and that is so valuable to have in a squad. And coming off the bench, that's like a Swiss fix-it-all, a Swiss Army knife that you can just like for any situation. Pretty darn awesome. Jiggly saying Herbers is a solid guy off the bench for any team in MLS, not a starter. So there's the assessment. I think we're coming around to it. 2020 though, he was the Soldier Field hero, not 2021. So the year before he was the Soldier Field hero with the 4 goals. Yeah, that was like his career year. 4 goals, 1 assist. His first season was his like career year. He scored 10 points, 3 goals, 7 assists. That's incredible. It's hard to talk about the Fire's chances this coming season when we don't even know if we have a full roster yet. Jiggly, we know we don't have a full roster. For that, we can agree on that for sure. I've been talking about that too. Just in playing the game in FIFA. Hold on, 1 second here, guys. Give me just 2 seconds. I'll be right back. Sorry, puppy had to get out. All right, let's get back into the complex. So, yeah, let's chill out here on the Florida field, the Florida lights. Hopefully no snakes. We got Breck Shea on security. So, welcome to the complex, guys. Smash that like button. Subscribe for more Spinning Fire. I'm sure all of you guys who are already in the chat are. Thanks for joining us. It's always awesome to hang with you guys and talk. I just had to let her out to go see Mama. She was getting a little nervous. Boom. But thanks for joining us, guys. Greatly appreciate it. I'm just sitting here talking fire. The other thing is, guys, I have Discord, so if people want to talk live fire, I want to start being able to do that too, where I could bring guys in to talk fire for a couple minutes, and then go 5 minutes or so, and then say your piece, and then kind of move along, so to speak, kind of like the radio show or something like that. I feel like I have the Discord, I have the things ready to go. So if you guys ever want to do that, and some of you guys were interested in doing, I could do that. We could figure that out, and just get you guys like little radio spots, basically. Thanks for the new look, guys. Yeah, thank you. Just hanging out. I definitely ripped off some Dr. Disrespect to some places, but I was like, this is just too fun. I'm just having too much fun here. Yeah, so come on down to the complex, guys. Make sure you subscribe, and if you're subscribed, that means you got a locker guaranteed for you. Just check your locker, open it up. You got your nice, brisk Chicago Fire Sport Track jacket in there. Pick it out. It's freshly ironed, all set for you. You got your scarf in there, all folded up if you need it. It's a little cold outside. Got a lot of snow. So make sure you put that on, bundle up. It's getting cozy. Trickle in. Come hang out. It's awesome to be back. Awesome to talk some fire. Just kick it. The other thing is I'm opening up to doing more things on the stream. Play some games, kick it, chill, watch other things besides the fire, the Bulls. I watched the NFL playoffs the other day. I got the setup. I got the double screens. I'm just jamming. I got the new fancy digs. It's got the complex. It's filling out. We're still working on the interior of the complex. There's still a little work being done, but at least you got access to the lockers. You got amenities right behind you. Just go talk to them if you need to pour yourself a little drinky poo. You're good to go. You're in the Discord? I'll pull you up, Jigs. And I'll invite people into the Discord. Let's do that. Or are we on Jigs Discord? Yes. Are we on Jigs Discord? Jiggly, where are you at? I got too many here. I got too many, what's it called? Are you in the Spitting Fire Discord, or are you in the Spitting Fire YT Discord? So anyways, I'm in bed. Not sure my wife would like me chatting next to her. Yeah, that might be, you could keep chatter on the keyboard, so days. The great thing is, you guys are all involved in the show. That's what I fucking love about this. That's what I love about live streaming. Like, versus just podcasting and in like a contained environment. I love that you guys could all of a sudden influence the show, and like I was gonna zig and all of a sudden you guys saying zag, and I'm like, whoa, duck. Let's dip out of there. YouTube. Okay, you're in YT. Gotcha. Jiggly.
Hey,
brother, what up?
And we're already live. That's wonderful,
dude. We're live, man.
Yeah.
Doing the stream thing. What's going on, Jigs? How you been?
I just finished the third episode of season 3 of Sad Boys, which is wonderful.
Your Sad Boys podcast, or different?
Yes. Sad Boys. It's great. We're already in like mid-season form, talking about football instead of the fire. It's great.
Jiggly, I gotta commend you. Seriously, you think about this. This is your third season, 3 years of Sad Boys.
I had to do a project for film school, and it involved me talking to Adnan about how long we've done this podcast, and it is. And he was so concerned by the fact that, like, oh yeah, he already graduated from college. Like, he was still in college while we were doing the show.
When you guys start, isn't that incredible? And all of a sudden, like, you look back and you see, oh, created on 2018. Holy shit, Tacky Mushrooms. We're almost 5 years old.
I mean, I've moved on from trying to record this while trying to join in on Spitting Fire while in my closet, versus now I have like an actual good mic with a solid like widescreen to at least have stream up on one side and other stuff on the other side if I need to look things up.
If you want to cam in, I could put your cam on. I don't know if you want to or not.
I mean, I can. I gotta move some stuff.
It's up to you. If you don't want to, no worries. I could add you to the complex. I could stream.
If you got the option.
Oh yeah, it's quite easy, dude. I got all these new little doodads and buttons. In fact, let's head up to the craft. Let's travel. I just wanna. Let's get up in the sky. Let's reassess the situation.
I can't do video from here.
All right, then don't worry about it.
The Discord won't let me, and not gonna mess with that live.
Then I'll just chill up here in the sky. You chill down there on Earth, and we'll talk via the Discord. I don't know if you can see the stream right now.
Just to answer Slowdays' question, because you asked that question like right when I came on
back
any
to
other
the chat.
goalkeepers, any other goalkeepers coming up in the academy. I'm not quite sure. That's one of those things that's just sort of like, whatever happens with that.
But that's the thing. The pipelines are kind of super clogged right now, to the point where Damian Loss has to go to Austin FC to get
Damian
some playing
Loss.
time.
He didn't really do much when he was with Fulham.
Well, he's 19 years old. I mean, how much can a team in the championship / trying to make it to the Premiership really rely on someone who's maybe not as proven? You got to prove yourself very quickly over there.
I wouldn't say it's that specifically, but like if you're in an academy system and they don't want to at least keep you around, then that might be a bit concerning. Because he may be 19, so that means that they'd be like, oh yeah, we want him to get more higher playing time. But I mean, Gaga and Brady are getting interest already, and I think that should actually be a bit more like
it's concerning
that Brady has interest. I mean, I remember making memes like when he signed his homegrown contract, like our memes about he's going to be the greatest player ever, because it was just such like a generic name. It was such like an off day in news. It was the only thing that was there. So that's going to be interesting, but like it's concerning that Brady has that much interest, and it's going to be hard to like. We might end up with Spencer Ritchie in goal by the end of the season if both of them get taken.
All right, Jiggly. I took us to the mountains of Japan so we could get Zen for you.
The next question was, did Loss have to go to Austin?
To get playing time. I mean, he couldn't get in Chicago because, like I said, the pipelines are clogged. So, I mean, this concern for maybe Sloday's asking if there's any other goalkeepers upcoming. It almost doesn't matter. For at least for right now, because you're right. Maybe we need a 15-year-old, a 14-year-old, but these kids are 17 or 16 years old.
We need to hope that that Gaga like prefers to stay here for at least a couple of seasons. Like the whole thing of like, oh, it's their dream to play for the team, so they're gonna wait until they get the chance to play for the team. And Gaga's already getting his chance, and I'm sure Chris. I've spoken to Chris before. He's a good guy. Nice kid, and I think he definitely wants to at least have a shot at playing, at starting in goal at Soldier Field. So I don't think that they'd want to leave just yet. If it like, I'm sure that they might believe that they'd still have a chance if if they wait a little bit. But I think that I hope that they want to stick around just for a little while longer, hoping to at least. Gaga to at least play a full season, and Chris to at least play a game in Soldier Field before he goes and starts, killing it in Belgium.
So next time you talk to them, you got to tell them before they leave, they have to be virtually guaranteed a starting position, because that's what they have here in Chicago. They have basically the ultimate
Chris
platform.
Doesn't have that.
Chris doesn't have that quite yet, but. Right now, Gaga has that. He has the ultimate platform in which he could use this platform. And if he doesn't get guaranteed a starting spot somewhere in Europe next season, he stays here for another year.
I mean, I think that, like, what did you mention on...
They can't leave for a backup spot is what I'm saying. He can't leave for a backup.
I was switching the conversation over for a quick second because I think that the goalkeeper and defense, I think that we're fine there. I think that anything,
I do.
That is okay.
I'm worried about center mid. What are you worried about?
The front four. I think that's the front four. I was going to mention I was going to ask if you had mentioned the fake rumor earlier.
No, I haven't mentioned anything about it.
The fake rumor with Lee Kang-in, and I wanted to mention that because that's why I was so excited and then so immediately distraught that it was fake.
Wow.
Because
so I was nailing it, by the way. That's awesome.
It was Lee Kang-in. I was told not to say anything, and I didn't.
Wow, you didn't say anything. That's awesome. I can confirm, guys. Wow, Jiggly didn't say anything, but awesome to know. I was just bam, bam. I tweeted out. I tweeted out Kang.
DMing me everything.
I tweeted out Kang to Tyrus. Just a picture of Kang, and Kodos from Simpsons. I was trying to make a code, so I didn't say anything. I just put Kang out there or something.
My only hint was a League of Legends character, and I think League of Legends is like Riot Games. No, is that Riot? Is League of Legends Riot? I forgot. Whatever.
League of Legends is Riot Games. Right? Yes.
And they're based in Korea, right?
Correct.
Okay, so yeah, that was my hint.
And they're also Tencent, Riot and Tencent, or something. They're linked somehow.
But I just imagine. I want you to imagine with me a front four rotating. We got Gutierrez in there. We got Misal. We got like Bazira. All every once in a while like spot starter stuff. But you've got Casper. You got Kasper Shibishko. You've got Duran moving around somewhere in there.
Can you say Kasper Shibishko again?
Kasper Shibishko.
It's not Shibishko, but you're close. Shibishko, because that's like...
I said Shibishko.
No, it's not Shibishko, though. You're close. I think you're saying it better than I am. Like, we got to combine the way we're saying it.
I was trying to help Adnan with pronouncing that name. But
somebody tweeted at me. I was playing on the stream earlier. I had it... I can play it for you.
I heard him say it. I'm just like, wait a second. He actually pronounced the L. Wait, that's not an L, though. There's a line through it. It's not an L.
It's him saying it, too. If you're on the stream...
Kacper Przybyłko.
I just sent it. Just played it over.
I'm not risking turning on the stream.
I'll just send it to
distracted
you.
There.
I'll send it to you.
I mean, just like, so we've got like the three kids roaming around, spot starting. And then you've got Duran, which I wouldn't consider him one of the kids. He was good in Colombia. I think that he could be roaming around in that rotation. You've got Shibishko.
You could probably put him anywhere too. Duran.
You've got and then bringing in as I said, imagine this with we get Shaqiri and Lee Kang-in. Shaqiri can play anywhere in that round.
Anywhere.
Lee Kang-in can play anywhere in that area.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've got Ivanov, who can play pretty much anywhere up there except for I think probably that 10 spot. Guti can probably play anywhere except for striker. He can play in the 10 spot. He can play on the wings. That is an amazing attack. That's why I was so excited when I heard Lee Kang-in.
I couldn't believe it. More. And here's why I couldn't believe it. That we were getting Kang, or that we were getting the other guy, Takafusa, or that we were even in for Takafusa. I'm like, we weren't. These guys are in Europe. They're both worth like 11 to 15 mil. They're looking for Champions League football. They're not. I just don't see them coming to MLS for not Champions League football when some of these guys want that.
Well, the thing is that the reason why it was somewhat believable was because Lee Kang-in was with he's with Mallorca right now, right?
Yes,
he's with Mallorca.
I thought they're both with Mallorca. This Takafusa and Kang.
No, Kubo is on loan.
He's on loan to Mallorca
from Real Madrid.
So they're both at Mallorca, though, is the hilarious thing.
They are both currently at Mallorca.
I thought that was really funny too. When I'm looking at them, like, these guys are on the same team right now.
But the reason why those two, like, it's honestly it's so like weirdly believable that either of them could come to the fire because they aren't actually getting any chances there though. And the big thing was Insigne. I think that obviously, yeah, Insigne is the big signing, but it's more than that. It shows that there are players who will be willing to come here so that they can prove themselves for Europe. They will come from Europe to MLS and then back to Europe. That is their hope. And I think that for players like Kubo or Lee Kang-in who want to play for good Champions League teams, and they're not finding a way to break through, even though they should be breaking through, giving them that opportunity. They come to MLS, They play here at least a season, and then they go back.
I'm gonna shoot some holes in that theory. I thought that's what they said about Ezekiel Barco. That this guy is coming from South America. All the European teams want him, but he's just gonna come over here for a cup of coffee at Atlanta before they sell him off to the next guy.
And he didn't do well. He played terribly. But a guy who they said the same thing about and did play well, Miguel Almiron, is with Newcastle now.
Oh my God! And Miguel looks good.
Exactly.
Let's get. I gotta read some chat here, by the way. But Miguel looks good. With Gaga getting interest. Okay, so are there any other with Gaga Brady getting interest? Who will be next?
I already answered that.
Okay.
I brought up chat earlier. The one that we haven't touched on yet is we have 2 clubs. So do we need 4 keepers? What happens to next pro if one gets injured?
Okay, there you go. Good point. Now, Slow Days. Actually, really good point. And we were talking about the other. They do have a second team, the MLS Pro Next team that they got to fill out. Right?
I think that the Pro Next team is just they're gonna deal with that when they deal with that. Like. We don't need to have...
Do you think Chicago House Nice is going to be somewhat involved?
I think that we should want them to be involved, but also, will Chicago House be there in, 5 months?
That's a question.
We haven't really heard much from that. And I'm concerned, obviously, because, I don't know what's going on with, I want Drew to keep a job. I think Drew is still capable of being at least on the bench for a admittedly bad MLS team. He could be on the bench for the Fire right now.
He played against El Salvador the other day.
Yeah. He's still a solid player.
House just closed down, Slow Days confirms.
They did? Officially?
Slow Days saying House just closed down. And Slow Days saying also Psha Bilko. Psha. That's what I'm looking for. Psha Bilko. Psha Bilko. It's like Pshbelko. Kasper Pshbelko. But House just closed down, not going for 2022. That is disappointing to hear.
Confirmed?
I'm hearing it from Slow Days. I take his word as gospel. Slow Days.
They haven't tweeted anything. Peter Wilt, 2 hours ago, just said, replied to someone, House is working with Nisa to participate in upcoming season. Mm-hmm. It's not official yet. I don't think so.
It'd be cool, though, that the Chicago Fire should adopt Chicago House Nisa. Or there might be other other teams, too, out there.
I've had this conversation many times with Adnan and a couple other people who are involved with both the Fire and Nisa, and, the Fire and the House. And the entire thing is just the House cannot, if they want to survive, they cannot stay in Nisa. Nisa is built on sand. It is not built to last. Even though it should have been, it's a good idea, but it's not working out, and we can see that it is not working out. You look at those attendance numbers, and I can make fun of Detroit all I want about them going against quote unquote their morals and getting with USL and MLS, but at the same time, that's kind of what they have to do if they want to survive, because they're gonna if they were too I was about to say arrogant, if they were too stubborn about it, they'd end up going the way of the New York Cosmos, which is they're dead.
Yeah, that's
they may
crazy.
say that they're not, but they're dead.
There's crazy pictures with famous players, Eric Cantona or somebody wearing a Cosmos shirt, and it's they're gone. It's so nuts.
It's they need to team up with someone if they want to survive. They need to go to USL. I think that they would have been a solid USL 2 team. I think. I think it's called League One because they want to be like England, but I think that the House, the team that they had, would be a solid USL League One team. And, Detroit obviously is moving up to championship already, but I think that that's less due to the quality of their squad and more due to, just how much money they believe how much money the USL believes that they'll make them. They
were wise to leave.
I'm still technically an owner of Detroit City, so
That's
as
cool.
long as they make good business decisions, I'm fine. I'm no longer a fan of the team itself, but I still have stake in them. Mm-hmm. So I hope that they do well with that.
What's FC Madison doing?
I don't know much. I'm not the guy to ask about that.
I don't know if anybody in the chat knows, but Maybe Slodays knows.
I'd be asking like Ira about that because he's much closer to that. They're in USL. They're fine.
Yeah.
If a team is in USL, at least down to League One, they're fine. League Two, you're getting a bit shaky.
Dude,
I remember what our old affiliate in League Two is Lansing, right?
We were Lansing for a year. Yep, year or so. Wow,
and I'm pretty sure they're gone. Yep, they folded after 2018.
The American soccer system is just not healthy. It's not healthy. But I wonder about England. I wonder how healthy England's is.
So here's the thing that I always have to explain to people. Like I know we've been on a call with Daniel Workman before. Like
that was an awesome call, wasn't it?
Like we've been involved together with certain things of just like being like, people who are all like pro-rel, we got to fix the American system. And I do have like a dissenting opinion about that, which is, it's really easy to be pro-rel and have like, open system when you've been around for 150 years.
When you got a team that's been there for 100 years that they always go to every Sunday.
Like if you have a league that's been around since like 1887, you can build out of that and you can still use the same old system that doesn't work quite well, but you know what? It's what we've done this entire time, so I guess we're going to use it. No, and also back then, like being an owner of a team didn't cost that much money. It wasn't that much of an investment, but now it's an investment. And if you want to start a league, it's going to be an investment. It's going to be a massive investment.
Massive outlay.
So there's no reason to say that like, oh, we should have pro-rel so that we can improve competition. Like it's hard to do that. It's hard to implement that right away. I think I've got if you know about my side project, like that's turned into my full project now, which is the Jiggly Parka channel. That's mostly anime.
Wait, you're what's it called? The thing that moves?
VTuber. Yep, VTuber stuff.
Yep.
That's mostly anime, but I make sure that I do a bunch of I do like quite a few sports stuff as well, and I've got a video that I'm working on about the history of MLS. And there's something there about like, Garber wants to build out the league to a league of 32 teams, which when you have like in football, I guess that works, but like in soccer, you want every team to play against each other twice. So that means that if you want to do this in a normal fashion, you would have to have 62 games in a season for each team. That's not viable. So they're going to have you be like, oh, well, you can't play this team this season. You can't play this team this season. At this point, I think that they might make it up to 32 teams and then just like split like mitosis. So then suddenly it's
who's gonna want to get placed into other league?
And that's the problem. That's the issue.
You have to place them now.
It's the entropy of expansion. It's the entropy of expansion.
So they say can't find the tweet, but there was a tweet about 3 teams not coming back to NISA. One of the teams tweeted was House.
If it was less than 2 hours ago, then I'd believe you. But the tweet from Wilt talking about working to bring the team to NISA was within 2 hours ago, but at the same time, he might also be saying that they're working to bring the team back to NISA with them leaving. So I really don't know at this point.
Poor Peter. That stinks that project did not work out. We had him on the show. Check it out. Cool podcast.
He's our lovable drunk uncle, and he goes around. He's Johnny Appleseed of Midwestern soccer. He's a great guy, fun to be around, but I always use the example of like Bruce Springsteen or Juan Luis Nangano, which is just you just throw out a bunch of shots and hope that something hits. Juan Luis Nangano was a volume shooter. He kept trying to shoot the ball. He kept hitting the post. He almost never scored, but I always believed in him that someday he'd score. And then we got rid of him, and now he's scoring, but we don't have him anymore. But it's that sort of idea of Wilt has made quite a few teams and has created quite a few organizations in soccer, and some of them have worked out. A lot of them haven't.
Yeah, that's any
you got to
businessman,
remember the ones
right?
that have worked. Yeah. He's a guy who's a creator. But the problem is, if you're a creator, that means that you're always going to be risking failure.
Who's that old Toronto player who was a star? They're number 10. He left to go play in Giovinco. What do you and the chat think about Giovinco and coming back to the Chicago Fire?
I know that Adnan would love to have him here. I've talked to Adnan about. Adnan always talks about
this
Giovinco.
team is. I if you look at the stream right now, I got FIFA pulled up. You bring him back here. You take Ivanov off, and
I don't like that formation.
I don't.
Can I make some
Yeah, go ahead.
here?
Here we go. All right. Yeah.
So
actually, hold on. Let me pull up a different one because I'm gonna give you your whole thing. I'll give you your whole own formation
so
that I will play. By the way, I'll play it for sure.
Because this is something that I've been talking about with. If you check out the podcast episode should be up. As always, the next morning after we've recorded it at 10 a.m. So we recorded it tonight. It's going to be up tomorrow morning at 10 a.m.
Heard it here first.
Well, I mean, it's just always there. It just always happens. But we talked about a possible formation, like how to fit all of these players together. And so I'm gonna suggest this to you.
All right, what do you want here?
4-4-2 empty bucket.
4-4-2.
So I think they'd call it a 4-2-4. Okay. But the way that I know it as is a 4-4-2 empty bucket. I'll wait for you to get your stuff done there.
I need to know. I don't know if you can see what I'm seeing. 4-2-4. I have no idea what I'm looking for. I got a
4-4-2 holding. 4-4-2 holding. That's what I usually use when I try to do that.
4-4-2 holding.
Yep.
Okay, is that because that was the one I was looking at first? I was like,
yeah,
that one looks to me kind of like what he's talking about, but I don't know.
Yeah, empty bucket.
All right, boom. Okay, boom. So we are in this 4-4-2 holding.
So I got obviously Gaga's in goal. Right back is Espinoza.
Right now, but I think it's going to be Sekulic.
Oh wait, oh yeah, it's Sekulic. I'm sorry, I keep forgetting about Sekulic. Like he's our most consistent player.
Yeah,
it's so great because you don't have to think about him. You don't have to.
Espinoza's he's gonna have to prove a lot this season because Sekulic he's one of the more dependable.
He's the most consistent player. He's the most consistent player for this team. And as I said, you don't have to think about him. It's great. Center backs, Shihos, and honestly, I think Tehran's going to start more often than Pineda.
Really? Why?
I don't know. I think Tehran has improved greatly, and I think we might see Tehran starting more than Pineda.
And Pineda will be on the bench?
I think Pineda will be like switching around from holding mid. He's gonna be rolling
a little bit
around.
more 6, a little bit more number 6. Hey, give me 1 second.
He's gonna start there.
Can we put just a quick pin in this? Give me just 30 seconds. I'll be right back.
Got it.
All right, just give me. By the way, you have run the stream. They'll be able to hear you.
I mean, they can hear me, but I won't be able to do anything visually. I could
set something like that up too, where the stream could interact with shit. But I was like, that's a little above my pay grade at the moment. All right, I'll be right back. I need 30 seconds. I'll be there.
I really want to. We got somebody who's interested in joining. We got Chairman is looking to join. Yeah, I would love to talk more about the Women's Empowerment League because I'm very interested in that. I also do want to see what's in chat. Hi chat. I'm still here again. Would I want Giovinco as a DP? I don't think I'd want him as a DP, but the only way to get him would be as a high DTAM player. I think he would be asking for a lot more money than you'd expect. And obviously players going to Saudi Arabia. I mean, Luka just went to Saudi Arabia, so that's going to be interesting to consider. I was hoping that that's right. Maybe
Luka's out there.
Yeah.
And where did Madron go?
Madron went to Saudi Arabia.
They both did, so they're probably talking to each other, buds.
I believe we have someone interested in joining.
Who wants to hop on?
It looks like Chairman.
Go for it. Hop on. Is he already in?
Jeff. He just said something in the chat, in Discord chat.
Let's see. As a TAM, yes. DP, no. Says Slow Days. As for Giovinco, yeah, I'd love to bring him in as a TAM player. I think there's a spot for him somewhere. I think you could probably find a spot for Giovinco here. But to me, Jiggly, Giovinco brings back your one thing, where shot by volume.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because that is Giovinco.
I love volume shooting.
That's him. Jeff. Jorge, what is up, Jorge?
I was talking about the Women's Empowerment League in Japan. I've kind of just like rid myself of the Red Stars and the NWSL after what's been happening recently.
What?
I don't want to deal with it.
Do you want to dig into that a little bit here? We really haven't gotten into it, but if you don't want to, we don't have to pick at a scab.
I've dug into it a lot on Sad Boys. It's a lot about it's not just off the pitch stuff, but also like
I think even everybody's heartbroken. Like
even during the season, like I was talking to my dad, and I was also talking to a couple other older Red Stars fans of just like, I'm not sure if I want us to get season tickets next season because this team was just not fun. They made it to the final, and that was interesting. And then, we find out that after this entire massive summer of like all of this upheaval with the rest of the league, the Red Stars buried it. Like, I don't think I can ever look Arnhem in the eyes again. Like,
that was a little weird.
The fact that they tried to bury it.
Jorge saying the NWSL is wild.
It is. It's the
Wild West.
We always talk about like MLS is drunk, but like the NWSL is like on something unregulated. Like it's not in a healthy spot right now. They're closing out on a strike soon, because the Players Association wants a new CBA that will actually give them better protections from the issues that we've discussed this season, and like better money. And it's just like when you hear people talk about like athletes want more money, normally you think of like in the millions, but these players are making nothing. Some of them have to have other jobs. So like that's what we're talking about here. These are players who are just out of that, and yeah, I don't want to deal with the NWSL anymore until they fix those sort of things. I can't
imagine being some of these reporters and feeling some of the similar sentiments that you probably feel.
Yeah,
and probably feeling of course their livelihoods being staked on this stuff. Oh, we got a lurker.
Yes, I've been lurking in the shadows this entire time.
What up?
How's it going?
What's going on, man?
I'm all right. How you doing?
Doing good. How you doing?
All right. Just got off work. Just relaxing. Trying not to watch any sports whatsoever because it's been pissing me off.
Well, welcome to the stream. Do you bet on sports?
I used to, not anymore.
Dude, I found that sometimes betting on sports makes me mad that they're like that the outcome I don't want to bet on a team I like is what I find, because if the outcome is different than it is financially lucrative, I'm like,
well, you got the Kofi method, which is always bet on the team that's playing against yours. So if you win, you win. If you lose, you win.
Wait a second. So what is this Kofi method? You bet on the team.
You just bet on the team that your favorite team is playing against.
So if you lose the bet, you win.
You still win.
Well, that's what happened to me the other day, and I still was like,
That's how the Bengals have gotten through the playoffs so far.
I used to have a system of bet on the teams with the cities with the ugliest women.
It might work. How did that work out for you?
Well, Cincinnati never did a damn thing in the playoffs until this year. So I'm pissed off. Like, oh, now you want to do something.
Cincinnati might be doing something for a while. You guys want to talk football? I can talk football.
That's what like the first portion of Sad Boys is at this point.
I mean, with the new GM, I haven't really dug into it, but I'm excited for the GM. I am 0%, like almost negative, for any of the coaches. It's so weird.
I did want to finish this formation though.
Oh yeah.
Because take out Shaqiri, because I We haven't gotten him yet, so take him out.
So don't act like we got him.
Yeah, not yet.
This is Fantasyland. All right, yeah, you're right. I was trying to actually keep this play real, but okay, he's out.
Yeah, not yet.
So
not
we don't
yet.
have him. So we can't
We
pencil him in. This is how bare bones this squad is.
Yeah, Ivanov at right wing.
Chairman, I don't know if you can see what we're seeing on my stream, but we're looking at the fire squad.
Oh, Jesus Christ, I don't want to look at it.
And it's just they're bare bones. So who do you want me to put there? Chinonso?
Ivanov at right wing.
Ivanov at right wing.
And then Duran starting next to Shabishko.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I just skipped the P.
No, it is like that.
That's
though.
just how I pronounce
it's
it.
It's like a psh. It's similar to Pshemik Frankowski. It's like that psh. You're right with that.
Yeah.
You kind of skip the P and go right into the psh.
And then I would start Goody over Herbers at left wing.
Goody. Who the fuck is Goody?
Gutierrez.
Brian.
Brian Gutierrez.
Okay. Oh my God. I know him on a first name basis. That's funny.
But this is
Coach. Yeah, my brother Jeffrey knows him. Let's go. Where do you want him?
Left wing instead of Herbers.
No.
That's what I do.
Well,
that is my starting
better.
lineup. And so let me explain why. Let me explain why this works and why it doesn't work. Because Shabisco needs a second striker next to him. That's just what he needs.
I've heard that.
So you need to have a second guy up there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the only way that you can really figure it out, that you have a good guy next to him. And I wouldn't put Ivanov at striker. I'd have to put him at wing. And then I would have, Goody would be on the left wing for me. I wouldn't start Herbers. I see, we're talking about football. Herbers is Ryan Fitzpatrick. I would say he's like Ryan Fitzpatrick, Nick Foles type person where you don't want to start him.
The Fitzmagic will never die though.
Yeah, but you don't start Fitzmagic. When you start Fitzmagic, he turns into Fitztragic.
Yeah, you're right. He's the ultimate go-to guy. You break in case of emergency.
Exactly.
That's how
I want
Foles is that too, but
Herbers and Omsberg on the bench is perfect for me.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
In a real scenario, this is what the guys, chat, chairman, this is what the Fire are looking at. This is the starting lineup for the Chicago Fire right now.
And it's bad. You'll hear in the episode that's coming up, I mentioned that, and then Adnan's like, wait a second, we're gonna have Gaston and a 2-man midfield, and then he just stops for a second. He's like, oh man, we suck, don't we?
This is 3 years of work here of Georg Heitz in this roster. What is this?
Not good. And I was going to explain why it doesn't work, because I know, going back to the Red Stars, I know of the 4-4-2 empty bucket formation because of the way that that Rory Ball works. The way that he always ran that team, which was you got someone like Kerr up there who's going to run up, get balls, get behind the fence, and then you'd have a second striker that's going to come back, that's going to be more of that 10 and a half type, kind of like Delu. That's what Yuki was playing as. And then you've got your facilitator, that's DiBernardo, and you got your destroyer that's going to win the ball, and that was Colaprico. We got the destroyer, we got the Colaprico type. That's Fede. Fede can do that.
Yep, I like that.
No one can trust Gaston to do
Jorge saying you could easily make a soap opera of what's going on in NWSL, by the way. I don't know if we caught that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And at this point, the clubs are going to have to draw random fans from the stadium to fill out the match day roster. Oh my God. The Fire.
I hope you got your cleats.
Not doing
I mean, what? It's basically just gonna at some point it's just gonna be me, Nick, and a few other people there. So we'll probably end up being on the bench.
Sodes has a criticism of your. Of course, criticism's good. He was a criticism of your play here, of your formation, saying that there's nothing connecting the center.
Yeah,
to
that's
the
the
top
problem.
two, and not sure that either striker is going to drop deep. But that's where I think Jordan Shaqiri comes in. And
yeah, if we get Shaqiri, then this can work out.
That's where Jordan Shaqiri comes in. Screw it. Jorge saying screw it. Let's just throw Heitz in the lineup.
I mean, I've made the joke before about I deserve a cage match with George Heitz. After what's happened.
Dude, okay, I will say one thing in George Heitz's defense. By the way, before I get there, smash that like button, subscribe for more Spitting Fire, hit that bell icon to get notified of our live streams just like this. You could hop in the live stream, hop in the live chat, even hop in the Discord, and we could get into chat and talking fire. It's fired up footballers. But what I think Georg Heitz has done that I think that has been better than his predecessors, specifically Nelson Rodriguez. Where Nelson Rodriguez was putting a patchwork lineup, so to speak, with parts that I never really thought matched. Akin to like he had like a back wheel on a wagon with like a big monster truck wheel, and then he had like a tricycle wheel on the front left tire. The back left tire was a motorcycle tire, and the front right tire was the hollowed out remains of what used to be a tire. It's like an old spindle wheel from a wagon. And that's what Nelson Rodriguez did. A hodgepodge roster where Heights, this roster, it connects in places.
I think that
it makes sense in places, although it's highly undermanned and underdeveloped.
To me, with like the difference between like the way that Nelson was doing things and the way that Heights seems to be doing things,
Jorge would play good money to see you fight Heights in a cage match, by the way. Smash that like button, guys, if you guys want to see Jiggly fight in that cage match. 10,000 likes, and we'll get Jiggly in the cage. 10,000?
In the octagon.
It'll probably take that much. There's no
but I mean, my thing is that, like, the way that Nelson was building the team, he was just out there getting mercenaries. That's what he was trying to do. He was trying to get mercenaries,
and that's where that hodgepodge. Like, yeah,
and that's why it didn't. And that but that can work for some teams. Mm-hmm. That's the thing.
It can work for Real Madrid.
For some teams. It can work for Real Madrid, and something like this where you're like just like building from the bottom and like trying to build like a foundation.
Holy shit!
Working way too long, which is what Heights is doing. That can work for like Ajax, but I don't think that either of those things work for Chicago.
Somebody jiffed me with like the math things going off in my head. Like, just going... But I just had a realization about Nelson Rodriguez. Nelson Rodriguez's model for the Chicago Fire was Real Madrid.
Oh, my God.
He's like, I could bring in any player, and they're all going to be Galacticos.
I talked to, like... This was before all of us hated Nelson. So I talked to him back in, like,
He brought in Gaetan! Jorge shouted. He brought in Gaetan. Sorry.
Okay. So
Sorry.
I spoke to Nelson before he even started, essentially. Mm-hmm. Like right when he got hired, like there was the big event. Like Harry's ship was at the event the same time that Paunovic was. Okay. So
and then they trade him days later.
So yeah. I that's how early this was. So none of us hated Nelson yet. So I asked him about like what he was planning on doing with the team, and he said that like they had done research and found that all of the best teams in MLS ever, like all of the championship winning teams, had a core group of 3 to 5 players that had been around together for 2 to 3 years. And he tried to build that core out of spare parts. And then he tried to put more spare parts around those spare parts. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And that's not how that works. Mm-hmm. That's not what a core is.
I agree. A core is what it sounds like. It is the most reliable part of your vehicle, your engine, your chassis, whatever. But
the thing is, they did build a core. That's the thing. Like they put together parts that could build a core, and then they instantly sold them out.
Some very nice parts. Like the other thing is like it's almost like they had somebody who designed their computer. It's like they had somebody design their computer that didn't know how to design a computer, right? So it's like they had like a gazillion-dollar processor in Bastian Schweinsteiger. They have like one of the best CPUs, but then they have one of the slowest vans. It overheats. And the GPU is from the 1990s, but the case is from the 2020s, and the wiring is from last year. So it's like it's just like these pieces just didn't match. There's high-end parts here, there's low-end parts here. None of them are actually aimed in the right direction to do the same thing performance-wise, and it just didn't work. Slow Day saying, remember when Nelson brought in 3 starting CDMs I pointed that out earlier. Basti, Dax, Juninho, and they all wanted to play in the same spot.
Nick, go on.
Sorry, Nick.
Him building a team was like you're taking someone who used to work at Radio Shack in 1988 and ask them to build a computer now.
Yes, yes. Without any research or YouTube.
Since working at Radio Shack when they were 17, they were like, all right, build me a computer from scratch. Okay.
They bring out the radio flyer. They got that as a case. That'd be a cool computer case. A radio flyer wagon. Probably not good for the heatsink though. Or
I had to fix my computer recently because like I had a solid state drive in there, a terabyte solid state drive in there, and it just like stopped working one day.
How old was it?
I got it during the pandemic.
Really?
So, like,
it was that young?
Like it just stopped working one day.
I would expect
during
after
the pandemic.
5 years. I expect a good terabyte SSD to last about 5 years or so with good frequent use. SSDs are going to break down. They're not as reliable as hard drives. Hard drives are more reliable, less. Well, they have the one spinning part, but mine, depending on how you use it, usually just lasts and lasts.
So, I didn't know about that very well, but it broke down and I had to get a new one, which technically it has more storage. That's not. But I got a like 70, 200 RPM or whatever it's called, and now my case won't close.
Oh no!
So I just kind of have it like hanging off a little bit.
Can your computer do an M.2 type of memory storage?
Yes, but unfortunately,
you got to get into that.
That was the SSD. The new one has like there's a specific port for it, and it's just like a half inch. Like
so it is an M.2 that you're screwing in. It was just a little wonky when you screwed it in. Gotcha. Double check this with Jiggly. Your computer.
Oh no,
is
that's
working.
not. No, that's not. No, this is a different port for the new hard drive.
Okay, so with an SSD with an M.2. Sorry, we're getting into computer stuff here, but when you're installing the M.2, it actually goes in at like a 40-degree angle or so.
Oh no, I know that.
And then you kind of screw it down from there.
Oh no, I know that.
Okay.
That's what I had to take out.
Oh,
the new one that I put in
was not M.2.
Like, it's not M.2.
Dude, get back on that M.2, boys. That's the fastest shit. It's the best.
Well, the thing is that the hard drive broke down in the middle of finals week, and I needed something in there. I need something in my computer so I can finish my stuff.
Jorge saying Pepperidge Farm remembers when talking about slow days and Juninho and Dax.
Oh yeah, he hated right backs. No, that wasn't Nelson.
That was the other thing. He hated right backs, and he always wanted to play Michael Harrington.
Diego Campos was
a striker. Let's make him a right back.
He was pretty solid 10 back in college, back with Clemson.
Yeah, forward.
You're not gonna put like a college kid at 10.
In his defense, I've seen a lot of coaches take those types of players and put them into defense, and they excel. I've seen the coach at my high school. He did it with some kid, and literally he won the state championship 2 years in a row because he's taken some of the kids that he had so many strikers though that he had to play one of the strikers at defense.
Pineda was a striker in the academy for a while.
Wow.
Pineda was a striker in the academy for a while. Like I understand that, but it's just like there were so many times that he just put people at right back.
Good comment, Slow Days, asking about how many.
Polster was a holding midfielder.
I wish we still had Polster. There is no reason why Polster should actually still not be on this team.
I actually, so we were talking about the Robbie Gold field kick during the podcast, and during the podcast, I wasn't able to come up with a name, but I knew that there was a specific player that had like, was basically the Robbie Gold to the fire.
And that's
Matt Polster.
That is Matt Polster. I agree with you 100% there, Jiggly, because if Matt Polster was still here, I feel like that we never worry about the right back spot, even if there be days that you should worry for him. Like, that's the thing about Matt Polster. He was just consistent, reliable. He showed up every time.
He played.
Jorge saying rest in peace to Brandon Vincent.
He played that holding midfield position so well, and then they moved him to right back. Drew Connor is a pretty dang
Drew
okay
Connor also
midfielder.
excelled there too.
They moved him to right back.
I felt like both of those players excelled in that position, or at least they played well enough that they
feel
could
like-
have earned more time than John Harrington.
I feel like somebody told Pauno about how, like, oh yeah, Lovell Palmer. Well, he was originally a holding midfielder, but he moved to right back.
Oh
later in his
yeah,
career.
that's right. Lavelle
I
was
guess
talking about that on the podcast with us.
He must have heard, like, Pauno must have heard that, like, oh, they did this before. Okay, we'll just keep moving holding midfielders to right back and just like hope that works.
Brandon Vincent was left back. Solidays was correct, and Jorge saying right back's Harrington, natural but bad. He's natural but slow. I wouldn't say Harrington was bad. He was slow.
That's all we have to spend on Harrington.
He had soccer mind though. Dude had a soccer mind. You got to give Harrington that.
He had a soccer mind that was kicked in by Mira.
That was the reason why he was in the MLS, because he had a good soccer mind. His body was not up to MLS at that point, and that's up to snuff. Polster, Campos, Herbers, and then Herbers. He played right back. We don't need to play right back for us.
For a hot second. They had Frankowski, but I mean, I don't remember Frankowski was right back or wing back.
Kind of both.
Yeah, Frankowski.
Yeah, he played right back for us a few games.
It's not good. We're not a good team.
No.
Do you guys think they're going to make the playoffs this year? Or you think that's hopium?
The thing is that this team, for the past 15 years, has been 1 or 2 signings away from being a playoff team. And we saw that in 2017. 2 signings made massive, 2 or 3 signings made a massive impact. And that's how that team got good. We are always
game on the Red Bulls, but it was in the playoffs.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like that's the thing. Like it was that well, I mean, I had a nervous breakdown during that game because I just watched it and I just saw like I had predicted this. I said that Pauno needed to attack their defense, and he didn't attack the defense. He just sat back and let them come at him. So obviously they're going to drop points on you. Like it's very much a thing of this team, as I said, for the past 15 years, this team has been 1 or 2 signings away from being a solid team, from being a playoff team.
They've had
and
a couple
just never
teams.
Get those.
Well,
we
here's
just never
the thing,
get those.
Jiggly. Those teams were not set. They were like all of those teams were a half season behind. Like
exactly.
They were at where they needed to be, but they were a half season behind.
And you can always blame it on like, you know, the transfer window of like, oh, well, you know, the rest of the world uses the summer transfer window and we have to work with the winter transfer window. So it's harder to bring in players. Sometimes we have to bring in players midseason. What about the rest of the league? The rest of the league has to deal with that. Why are they better than us? And they have to deal with the same problem. Have they figured out a way to fix the problem?
It sounds like a Jao Mera kung fu kick Harrington to the head from Slow Day Sing. So Jao Mera kung fu kicked Harrington in the head. When was that?
You don't remember that? That was
it was an accident.
Games. Yeah, it was an accident. It was one of the first games that they played together in that 2016 season.
Damn.
Where Mira went up. I think it was a home game, and I wrote the recap for it. It might have been 2017, where it was a ball high in the air. Mira went up for it, and he just kicked Harrington square in the head.
I feel like I remember that. Yeah, we were all very worried for him. This team right now, no, they won't make it. As they're situated right now, with Shaqiri and 1 or 2 other players, then yes, says Slow Days. He thinks
1 or 2 signings away.
They're
1 or 2 good signings away.
Yeah, they're 1 or 2 plus Shaqiri. No, they're 2. I'm gonna say it. They're 2 plus Shaqiri. You need Shaqiri.
You need that striker.
Plus 2.
The thing to me is that I talked about this on the podcast as well, but I will talk about it here. Is that obviously I keep saying for the past 2 years the Fire need a leader. The Fire need a guy who's going to come in and be that leader. Calvo was never that guy. Shihos is not that guy. He's not going to be that guy.
Who's going to be that guy?
Shaqiri might if we get Shaqiri, he might be that guy.
I ask you this: just Shaqiri and Giovinco walk in as a TAM, walk in, and does one of them command the armband? What about Giovinco?
I don't think Giovinco's that type of leader.
Okay.
The thing that I'm talking about is like a leader. Like Basti, Dax were leaders.
What's crazy is Basti never wore the armband. He's such a leader that he gave it to Dax.
They drew people in. I mean, I made this joke in the podcast, so that's what I was trying to lead up to, which is there are like Ezra is a first season coach.
Let's get into Ezra, boys.
And
I want to get into Ezra here when you get it. When you finish this thought, go on.
Ezra is a first season coach, and it's just like you cannot expect a first season coach to be that kind of leader right away, even if he has so much experience as an assistant. You can't like walk in and expect him to be that kind of leader. You want to have somebody who can do that. And to me, like, there is almost no one on this, no one who has ever lived on this earth who is that kind of coach that can walk in and make teams play like they have those 2 or 3 extra signings. Like, the only coach that I can think of ever in the history of sports is Vince Lombardi. Like, that's the only coach I can think of who can walk in and make a team play better. Like, I'm not even saying the Vince Lombardi of soccer. Vince Lombardi himself coaches the Fire. Vince Lombardi himself coaches the Fire.
Coach John Wooden too. I'd put him up there as well.
The reason why I say that joke is because there's a famous thing of how when Lombardi was still coaching in high school, the basketball coach walked out, and Lombardi, knowing nothing about basketball, picked out a couple of books on basketball in the library, showed up to practice, and led them to a state championship. Like, wow, that's what I mean. Like, you need a guy like that who is going to be a motivator, who will put in that study. And
it's like Amos Alonso Stagg. He's this ridiculous South Side coach who just like coached championships in multiple sports. That to me is so mind-boggling. How you could coach championships in multiple sports. That takes a certain type of coach, and I like that.
It's so hard to find that kind of coach, but at the same time, it's almost like,
and expect him to be that on his first. This is his first head coaching. I wonder what the reason is that he hasn't gotten a head coaching gig till now. Like, what were the knocks before?
Because MLS has been outsourcing for a long time now.
They haven't really been going to their internal guys.
They haven't. Yeah, like it's only recently that I think MLS is realizing, oh wait, we shouldn't be hiring just random foreign coaches just because they're foreign.
Because they have no idea.
We should be looking for quality coaches here who understand the system, because they saw what happened to the Fire.
Yeah. And the Fire realized what happened to the Fire, so they're like, okay, well, instead of going abroad, we'll give this unproven guy with an incredible resume, an incredible track record, and an impressive trophy case a shot.
Well, that's why, like, it's something that I think that the main thing that any team needs is a leader that is going to have you run through a wall.
That's always what you need. That's always what you need. But the Bella-Gutman rule always applies, and I wonder, because the Bella-Gutman rules is usually these coaches only have 3 years. There's very rare exceptions, like the Belichicks and the Tomlins.
And I'm not even talking about coach. I'm talking about player. Mm-hmm. I'm not even talking about coach. I'm talking about player as well. That's why I'm going back
Mark
to
Noble. But then you get presented the Mark Noble question. Like, how is Mark Noble for West Ham? He should not have been starting for them for the past few seasons, but yet he's like their
Logan
captain.
Paz was not a good player. That is my hot take, and I'm sure that you are very confused by that right now. He was not a good player, but he was a guy that you wanted to have in the locker room who was a leader.
But how do you start him every game?
I don't know how, but they did. But they did. So, like, that's what I mean by just, like, he was a guy that you wanted to be around. And, like, I mean, right now, I think that the best leader on this team is Bornstein. I'm not going to start
But how do you start Bornstein?
I'm not going to start Bornstein.
You can't. You can't start him every game. You could start Bornstein's spot, right?
Yeah. And so, like, that's the whole thing of, like, you need to get a guy who is... And that's why I really hope that if Shaqiri comes in, he's going to be like this, because... he is a guy who has played on underdog teams, a lot of overachieving Swiss teams. Because, I mean, just think about how many times he has scored in the clutch for Switzerland. And he's the kind of guy who I hope can be that leader. I mean,
he can play on any foot. He's left-footed, dude.
And the big thing that
I don't see this guy coming. I just don't. This guy is too good to come to MLS right now.
The reason why he's coming is part of the issue that Anand brought up to me, which is that there's a difference between Shaqiri on the Swiss national team
Mm-hmm.
and Shaqiri on a club team.
Okay.
He is not. He is so streaky on a club team.
Because
and the reason why
his level of care.
I don't know if it's that, but he is very streaky on a club team, and it's the reason why Lyon kind of doesn't want him anymore. It's he's got one goal in 10 games right now for Lyon. And like I think that they just don't want him anymore because they're like, oh, we don't think he's that good anymore. And they may be right, they may be wrong. We don't know right now. But at the same time, I think that the reason why I think that this might work out, and the reason why I think it might work out if he comes here anyway, like, is because he knows Heights. And Heights is bringing him in. He's saying, look, this is likely one of your last rides. Like, if you don't do well here, you may not go back to Europe. This is kind of going to be your last shot. If you come here from Lyon doesn't really want you anymore. Not many other teams in Europe want you.
You're kidding me? There's got to be
not many other top clubs.
Let me go text Piotr Nowak right now, new coach of Jagiellonia Białystok. Let me just text Piotr and say, Piotr, I think you should knock on Jordan's door. He'll bring you.
This is a random thing, but I do want to mention though. You remember when we were on that 5-hour podcast with
Piotr Nowak, the now coach of Jagiellonia Białystok in the extra class of Polish league. I remember we were on the podcast with a now coach of the extra class. I remember that.
And I specifically mentioned to him that like my team in the extra class is Jagiellonia Białystok.
No, you said it in that podcast.
And you're talking about
dude, you gotta tweet the team. You gotta tweet the team.
I did.
You gotta tweet the Jagiellonia people. They gotta see that. That's some fodder.
I have the scarf up in my room.
Oh, that's so sick, dude.
Anyway, but like my thing with Shaqiri, we got really off track there. But my thing with Shaqiri,
check out that podcast by the way, Piotr Nowak. We had him on the show. 5-hour podcast. It was fun. One of our greatest shows ever. None of us wanted to stop. Piotr didn't want to stop. Jiggly and I didn't. We were having a ball just talking to each other.
Great time.
It was so fun.
But the thing that I see is that I think that that's kind of what Heights is going to have to make the case as, which is it may not be like his last chance, but it's definitely just like there's not really too much of an option for you at the moment, and I want to give you a big chance to we're seeing Insigne is coming over here. We see a couple of guys who come over here from Europe and then get sent back out with bigger contracts. Midran had no shot and was playing on a second division, like Katai, Midran were playing on second division, Segunda Division teams, and they came to MLS and they were sent out. Katai was sent out for very concerning reasons. But he still ended up on his feet, unfortunately.
His wife being a weird grumpicus or some weird. She was being. Oh no, yeah, she was being very bad. Yeah, yes, yep,
very bad. But unfortunately, he still ended up on his feet, and you can even point to that as just you come to MLS and you perform in MLS, you will go back to a top team.
Yep.
And I think that that's going to be the thing to him. And I think that that's going to be
that's what sold
factor.
You. That's probably what sold you on the Kang idea. But I got to tell you, when I started running the numbers, I'm like, I can't believe that this guy or Takafusa, I was like, I just can't see either one of those guys at that level where they're at going backwards, in my opinion, to MLS. And meanwhile, all these kids in MLS are jettisoning for backup roles in the Premiership and the Championship, and you're telling me, so it just seemed weird because if some of these kids could get a starting gig in MLS and then use that, I'm sure they would, but they're saying no.
There's a difference between getting a backup role. Well, I don't know what Pepe was thinking with Augsburg, but
what's going on there? Isn't he failing right now?
I'm not talking about that right now.
Okay.
But it's just like that sort of thing of just Brandon Harrison went to what is it, Rapid Vienna? There was I think.
Nick, if you ever want to chime in, just cut Jiggly off.
Yeah, Nick, go.
I'm still staring at this damn roster. And I'm like looking at it, and I'm like, dude, this
okay. I got it.
Pete Ford Madison with this roster.
Oh man, no, like I made the joke that like if we're talking on the. I keep like sneaking in. Don't worry, there is a massive fun story in the fire section of the podcast that I'm not going to be talking about here, but you really want to listen to it. It's very funny. But like Adnan had said, like, oh, what if the Fire played like talking about like if the Fire played a friendly against Werder Bremen, Bremen would be dropping 57 on the Fire, and I was like, nah, they would win 3-0 because it'd be a forfeit. Like it's we don't have the roster.
I mean, Jesus Christ! Like, what the hell are they doing?
And that's why I got so angry at the draft, because they drafted an IOU. They didn't draft a real player.
They drafted a ghost.
No, it wasn't a.
And it wasn't Casper.
An IOU. It was an IOU.
They drafted a ghost, and it wasn't Casper.
Because I'm not going to say ghost because
Yet.
it's not like they drafted nothing. It's not like they drafted nothing. They got rights, I guess. And, if he doesn't get signed by Nottingham Forest, I guess we might be getting him.
Forest is probably going to sign this kid. I mean,
he's absolutely going to Nottingham Forest. And that's the reason why he wasn't even on anybody's draft board. It was such a Nelson move.
It was.
Like, I'm smarter than everyone else in the room.
It's the smartest guy in the draft room move, for sure.
I literally, that Nelson was still in charge. I was like, am I going to hear, boys, we just shook up the soccer world.
We just shook up the soccer world. I mean, I saw Dennis Hamlin come up on the screen, and I was like, oh, great, we got him back.
Nelson's back to draconian rules, everybody. Nelson's back.
But like, well, no, Dennis Hamlin popping up on the screen for like they said, oh yeah, the Fire's pick is up, and then Dennis Hamlin comes up on the screen. It's like, oh, we got Dennis back. Okay, that's great.
I'm like, oh shit.
Because like the thing is that somebody was trying to make the argument to me about like, oh, you take the best player available in this draft. That's not an available player. You take best player available, but that wasn't a player who.
It's
was
like
available.
They drafted Ronaldo.
The best player available was back when you traded down.
We drafted Ronaldo. Can he play in this? Will he come here? No. It's like we drafted Kyler Murray to play baseball.
No, it's not even like that. It's not even like that. It's no. You're saying like, oh, if we draft him and he comes over, it's gonna be big. No, it's the same crapshoot as the rest of the draft. So you're basically doing nothing. You're traded down for nothing. It's like I recently was watching a lot of NFL draft like stuff. Like NFL Films is putting up a bunch of stuff on their YouTube channel. I love it because I just love sports documentaries. And there were a few on drafts, and they're talking about like, oh yeah, this guy is supposed to be like the next big thing. I've never heard of him. This is the draft from '93. He didn't do anything. He's selling insurance now. There's one guy who's out living in the woods. Like, no joke, guy lives in the woods now, and he was like a top pick. So like, it's very much a thing of it's not worth it to try to be fancy and get a player who is not a sure thing. That's why I was completely okay with trading down to get Brandon Vincent, because Brandon Vincent, from the look of it, was a sure thing. And you know what? He played pretty dang well in MLS. He just didn't want to play soccer. That was the issue. He just didn't want to play soccer anymore. He joined a startup. So like, I wasn't angry at that trade, but this trade I'm angry at because we need warm bodies on this team, and we need warm bodies in an attacking position. And instead, we trade down and get a center back the rights to a center back who's not coming. Like that's
but we're drafting. But here's the thing, like you said, Jiggly, there's been talent drafted in this draft before, up and down years going back. So yeah, maybe they gotten somebody, but I'm finding it hard to find that I'm finding it hard to buy that you're going to get somebody super reliable in the draft day one.
But I didn't scout this draft, so I'm not going to act like I know everything about like this sort of thing. But I kept hearing about Buddha. Buddha was like this big player, like at the top of the draft, and then even when it was getting down to it, like the analysts there were like, the top talent in this draft is Buddha. A lot of other teams need defenders. That was their need, and there were a ton of defenders in the draft, and so teams were taking defenders. But Buddha was an attacking player. The Fire need some sort of attacking player, like on the wings. Buddha was that guy. was perfect. The only thing that wasn't perfect is that, you know, he probably wanted to stay in California. He wanted to stay in Southern California, and he did end up staying in Southern California. He went to San Jose.
Who wouldn't? Hey,
But-
boys, I got some bad news. We got to start shutting down the stream. I'm getting the
I do
cutoff
have to
from the
get-
old lady.
I have to. I got class at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, so let's start closing it down. We'll start our closing thoughts, so to speak.
You want to go, Nick?
Yeah. Well, other than the fact this summer could be a very bleak summer for Chicago soccer.
I think so.
This team,
God.
the Red Stars, the uncertainty with House, and I guess you'll want to count Ford Madison. Yeah, y'all better buckle up because this we're gonna be grinding their team.
Holy cow.
But hey, we'll be tailgating in the South Lot every home game. Come out, we're gonna be doing catfish. One of these days, we're gonna have fried catfish. out
Hell
there.
yeah!
There's beer in the parking lot.
Hell yeah! That sounds fucking sick. That sounds awesome. I'm in.
So hunker down. We at least have that. But other than that, oh shit, yeah.
There's beer in the parking lot.
That's our only
my
savior.
My suggestion.
Maybe a shot of Malort's.
Yep.
My suggestion for this coming season is, you know, you don't have to watch soccer. I think I said to someone recently that, like, I said, like, oh, yeah, we can all meet up at a Fire game. And somebody was like, oh, well, I think only you and I are into soccer. And I'm like, you don't have to be into soccer to go to a Fire game.
You don't.
Like, it's honestly, like, preferred that you don't like soccer so that you don't know how bad it is.
Yes! Yes!
And like my suggestion for what you should do, like pick out like one of the summer games where it's like it's about midday-ish kickoff. Go to the game, get in early, buy your ice cream nachos, get out and just eat them out on the lakefront.
The game itself,
You don't have to go
it's
to the
okay,
game. Just
but the experience around the game is actually super legit.
yeah, like we I love hanging out with Nick before games.
My buddies who aren't into soccer, they're always like, they're always down to go like a game a season just to go have a little tailgate, kick it. The game is the inconsequential part. If we get a little win, get to scream, it's bonus, right?
So yeah, just like go to the game, get to the tailgate, you know, hang out there, and then before kickoff, you go in, you buy your ice cream nachos, you get out, you head out to the lakefront, hang out there.
Yep. Dude, there's an idea. Who's gonna start bringing ice cream nachos to the parking lot?
Ooh, that'd make a good tailgate idea.
I know, right?
That's
I've actually made homemade ice cream nachos before.
That's what I'm saying, and we might be able to. Somebody could experiment, do a little experimentation, find the right kind of nacho chip.
Well, it's like a cinnamon chip.
That's what you
We found
need.
it at like Trader Joe's. We found it at Trader Joe's.
We can bring Cookie Crisp.
Cinnamon
Like-
twists.
I think we should be experimenting with the actual ice cream itself, like different types of ice cream, and try to figure that
We
out.
could have Nick. We could have like multiple toppings, like little. You could sprinkle on a little cinnamon twist if you want. Little cookie crisp.
Get some sprinkles. Get some nuts in there.
Get some
Hey,
gummy bears on there.
That's a tailgate idea, right? That's a Section 8 tailgate idea right there.
Gummy
It's,
bears
make your own
in my ice cream
nachos.
nachos. Oh, I'm so in with some chocolate sauce and all the good stuff. Oh my gosh.
I'm writing all this down. I'm writing all this down.
Thank you. Make your own ice cream nachos. There's like I was thinking like chocolate ice cream because they don't do that at the stadium. It's all
That's the
vanilla.
other thing. We could do like there's other types of ice cream nachos we could do. That's so fun. By the way, everybody, smash that like button for everybody joining us in the chat. We got we got Nick, and we got Jiggly. Smash that like button. Subscribe for more Spinning Fire. Smash that bell icon so you get notified of our live streams. That would utterly delight us if you did here at the Spinning Fire YT. And guys, I think that's just about it. I think we got to shut it down because I'm getting the cutoff signal.
I've always ended this with go Red Stars, but at this point, go Jeff. Jeff.
What is Jeff? This is that Japanese team you're talking about?
Jeff United.
Yep.
I'm not even a Jeff United fan. That's Adnan's team. I like my Navi Sendai, but like Jeff United is such a wonderful name. They also have they have the Bolivian flag in their logo with a Shiba Inu. Like that's such a vibe.
It's not, and they're not Doge owners. Oh.
Well,
oh no,
Nottingham
they probably
Forest
don't know.
is
They probably own Shiba Coin. Mm-hmm.
Nottingham Forest is making a run. We might get back to the Premier League next year.
Ooh,
So.
Nottingham. My team's Wrexham, and what's funny is that Wrexham just got bought in the last year and a half by what is Always Sunny guy and Ryan Reynolds.
That's interesting. That was interesting.
I as a Wrexham fan am over the moon.
I gotta wait to fully pick the. I mean, I have my Cerezo Osaka scarf up, but I have to wait until I end up in Japan to choose my local J League team.
It's your local football manager team. You mean Wrexham's been my football manager team for in the Vanarama National. I always would choose them. I love it.
I did Stockport County once, then I moved on to Bath City because Stockport got promoted, and now I'm working with Fairsley Celtic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just mad they won't let me in Football Manager destroy Detroit City FC. Just become a 0-win team. I'm angry. I want to take Detroit City. Run that thing into the ground.
All right, guys. It's been fun. Smash that like button. We'll catch you guys on the next stream. It's been a blast. Thank you, everybody. Thank you guys for joining me in Discord.
Thank you.
And we will catch you guys on the next stream. Fire it down. We'll catch you guys later. Have a great one. All right, guys.
All right, have a good one.
Later, guys. Have a good one. Bye.
What? I was hoping Nick would stay on just for a little while longer. Just for a little while longer, so I could make a final Detroit joke. No, it was one for him, and I forgot it. Whatever. Yeah, go on. Yeah, you too. Bye.
coming. Oh no!